What's up, guys? So, a lot of us know that it's really important to let go of friendships that are not serving you. This is something really difficult to do. Obviously, a lot of times we're attached to our friends. We have childhood memories, we have bonding moments, we have a lot of shared similarities. And oftentimes we have a big fear of not being able to replace those friends or not being able to find friends that you can be close to, find friends that you can grow to love. Today, I wanted to share a letter that I wrote to my childhood friends, my best friends, some men that I loved, admired, and respected. However, over time, I realized that the friendships were no longer serving me, and this wasn't a rash decision. This was one of those decisions that you thought about for years and didn't really know how to make a decision and pick a position. And before I read it, I want to say that I feel better for it. I feel empowered. I feel lighter. I feel freer. And I feel like I have a lot more self respect. And once you hear me read this letter, you'll understand why, hopefully. In the letter, I also explained some things I did wrong. I tried to find ways to attach blame to myself so that I can grow from it. Although I couldn't find many things I did wrong, I really did think hard about it, and some of the stuff I did do, and I did cause some friction within our friendship, maybe, although they never addressed any of it, but I tried to find a way to admit some of the stuff I did too. So you'll see that as well. But this is a letter to my friends. I'll say K and J. I'll try to keep this short and to the point. First off, I want to say that I'll always love you all. Each of you played a significant role in shaping who I am today. We've shared amazing times, hooping, gaming, talking trash, kicking it, and just doing what we do. But as much as we've shared, I've realized over the years that our friendship has always been missing many things. As I've grown, I've come to understand more about what I need in my male friendships and what I have space for now that I have specific goals, less time, and I am living intentionally. The purpose of this letter is to reflect on the space you've all occupied in my heart and mind and to close this chapter. I've spent years wondering why it couldn't have been all love, open communication, forgiveness, and understanding between us. One thing I've learned is that you can't change people. Everyone has to be who they are, grow how the universe intends, and live their lives as they see fit. I'm choosing to do the same. After this, I'm closing the door to these friendships. I'll leave room for responses if you'd like to share your perspective, but I'll only heart the response or possibly thumbs down it if I think it's ridiculous. Y'all know I'm gonna keep it real. And that's just letting them know, like, I'm gonna heart it if y'all say something genuine. But if you try to respond to try to trigger me into some type of argument, which I don't expect my friends to, I just had to clarify that though. But if they're trying to trigger me into some kind of back and forth, not gonna happen. I'll just thumbs down it and I'll keep it pushing. Continuing, please understand that this is my goodbye 100%. I need a clean break, not out of anger, but because I know myself. If I leave the door cracked, I'd welcome you all back into my life again because I'll always care for you. I'll never forget you, and I'll always hold on to the good times. But now it's time for me to move on. I plan on deleting your numbers and simply wishing you well while memories fade. This is intentional because there's mainly pain attached. You all have taught me my hardest life lessons, along with the mother of my kids. You all have taught me my hardest life lessons, along with the mother of my kids, and I wouldn't wish to relive my time here if I was given the choice. I want to do the time I have left right, though. Maybe that last statement would change over time, but just being vulnerable, as you all understand. In this part, I address each person, and then I'll move on to the next. I've already made peace with this in my heart, but I'm including you here just in case this finds you. Understand that I don't expect you to read this even if you got it, but we were close, and then one day, without explanation, you stopped responding and basically disappeared. That was hard for me to process. You're probably one of the coldest people I've ever met in how you could just move on like that. Maybe it's a strength or maybe it's a defense mechanism, but to me, it felt insensitive. It caused me a lot of pain and confusion. I thought that after I had kids, maybe you'd come back around, but it seemed like you moved on from me and my family completely. Or maybe it wasn't personal, but the silence was loud. Regardless, I wish you the best. This next friend is Kay, and this was truly my best friend, but also the most calculated and toxic friend that I've ever had. And he's a terrible friend to everybody that he's friends with. He literally always gives less than they give. He plays like he's a diva. He doesn't text you first. He doesn't call you. He doesn't check on you. Mr. Hard. It's just it is what it is. I'm just keeping it real. He knows that about himself as well. It's a choice. This one hurts the most. We've done this before where I walked away, but I didn't do it the right way and I didn't tell you. So this time I want to share it with you so that I have closure and I do it properly. I appreciate you for the times you stuck in there with me when I had nothing else. With that being said, with you, it's not about being busy or unaware, it's about choices. You've been a bad friend in many ways, and we've talked about it before. I could say a lot, but what's the point here? Here's a few things so you understand. You never reach out first. You rarely show support, and I don't think you want me to succeed past you. I want you to win. I wanted us to grow and get money together. Or just you. You know the money doesn't matter to me. It's just a resource to fill my time, and I'm a reasonable person. You let me figure out everything on my own while I've poured everything I know into you without you ever asking. Even trying to help you set up for retirement and avoid issues with divorce. Not that he's divorced or going to be divorced. I just always looked out and gave him advice on the proper path to take if you wanted to go that route and things to look out for. Just trying to look out for my friend. I may have been entertainment for you, then you return to your life. This is normal, but shouldn't be in a friendship, and people aware of this should move on. When I told you I was doing YouTube, you didn't even ask for the channel name. You're calculated and distant in ways that make me feel like you don't care, but I know you do in your own way. I know he cares in his own way, but it's not enough for me. The bare minimum is not enough for me. Not in friendships, not in relationships, not in any part of life. I don't want it. You were my best friend and I'll always love you, bro. You're just not good for me anymore, which sucks. I've gone out of my way for you, invited you to Florida, sent you a gaming laptop to try to play games on Steam and play PC games so we have a bigger library, and tried to build something meaningful, but it often felt one-sided. I'm not upset anymore. I just need to let this go. You've never asked a single question about my kids, pursuing dreams and goals, and in small ways you shot them down every time I mentioned them. I can't imagine you have kids and I don't ask for picture updates every few months or FaceTime little bro or say hi to your little girl. I just see it a certain way and always have. You'll maybe treat John better. John's his friend. John's the person who calls him his best friend. He doesn't call anyone his best friend because he's too good for that. He's above it. He's above us. You'll maybe treat John better or new friends better. You always give much less than others give you. This is something good I can do for you. What I could have done better. This is addressing everybody and myself. I could have reached out more, but honestly, I felt like I was the one putting in most of the effort. Jay, I don't even know what I could have done differently because you never gave me the chance to respond to anything. Kay, you know me. I know you. There's nothing more I can say. What's at the top is what it is. I know you all love me in your own way, and I love you too, but I need to move on for myself. This isn't too heavy for me to carry, but I'm cutting the fat to make space for my evolution and new connections. It never seemed that deep, by the way. But as my life has gotten clearer and I truly know what I want, I'm going for those things and living with the results. I may never have another close male friend like y'all, and I'm truly okay with that. And that's what I sent to my friends. And one of them said that they want to have a phone conversation. I told him it's cool. The other one, he read it and didn't respond, which I respect and I actually appreciate. And the other one, I haven't heard from him in like 4 years. So he just disappeared off the face of the earth. And it's whatever. It's a whole goofy, silly situation. And I've been off that. So um, just feel lighter, feel better about it. And it is what it is. Maybe I'll break this down later more someday. But for now, this will suffice. More to come.